Editor Chris here. This episode goes into sexual assault and violence against children. If that's something you're not comfortable with, I would suggest skipping this episode. I also want to give credit to Kirk Mason for the Whistler video. We pulled a little bit of the audio for this episode. It's a really cool video. I don't know if it's real or fake, but I always thought it was an interesting video. Go check it out. Anyway, with that out of the way, I hope you enjoy the episode.
Welcome y'all to Backwoods Obscura, a podcast dedicated to the lore, legends, and myths surrounding the creatures that may lurk in your backyard. My name's Hewitt.
I'm Chris. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I know that usually we have an off week. However, we got a replacement mixer in because somehow the other one burned out after 2 episodes.
Yeah, so we recorded 2 episodes and then we were deciding to figure out how to use it for our other stuff, and then it was like no, I'm not working anymore.
It failed to communicate.
At first, we thought we broke our friend's mic. We thought we broke Spence's mic, and it was like,
nope.
Yeah, well, I guess we're getting $100+ together.
Yeah, but also we bought a new cable to go to the new mixer, and that one was not compatible.
It's wild. It's wild when you upgrade stuff and then it's like you can't upgrade this.
Yeah, well, it's not so much you can't upgrade this as we've gotten very used to the mini mixer that we've used for a long time. That's now going to be in the travel kit. I think that's what we'll do with it, and have it as a backup in case this one decides to do the exact same thing.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we are going to Hot Springs
tomorrow.
Because we are...
Well, at the time of this recording, tomorrow.
Yeah, at the time of this recording, tomorrow. Because we're having a bit of a respite.
Yep,
but also
a boys' weekend for Brouhaha.
Yeah.
Superior Brewing, bathhouse, pizza, no kids, no significant others, just camping. Well, cabining.
We're going to be cabining. I don't know how some of us would feel camping. I love camping personally, but
I know, but also I mowed today, and outside is bullshit.
Yeah. Also, I wouldn't want to get to Hot Springs and then have to set up a tent.
No, I would have gotten us one of the yurts if we had done that, but still, no AC in August.
Yeah, nah, we ain't doing that.
But also, we have another trip coming up in September.
Yeah, you're doing this for my birthday, which thank you, by the way.
No problem. We are going to actually go do the McRaven House ghost tour or ghost hunt.
Ghost tour and hunt.
I was going to try to get the one for
the one closer
in August, but they only had 1 ticket left, and I was like, "This is how Chris dies if I send him off on a ghost hunt by himself."
I would just be like, it would be the time I die because I would be like overconfident, and that's when a ghoul would come out and just beat my ass.
And you just be like, "Oh, it was Onryo."
And then I become a ghost in the McRaven house. So you have to come visit me. You go to Key City Brewing, and then to the McRaven.
Bring you a beer to the McRaven house.
You're like, "What's up, bro?" And I'm like,
So, but again, I started doing research this week for something to do down the road because I still got Dumbala and
you got a good bet.
Iowedo, and I got the Montleon in New Orleans. I got those 2 just ready to go whenever. But I started researching something that I've seen twice that is supposedly a Louisiana cryptid, but Knox has never heard of it. It's supposed to be a Cajun cryptid that Knox had never heard of. So that was that was a little bit of a warning sign for me, but apparently...
Yeah, I mean, it piqued my interest.
Have you ever heard of something called the Sackabilly?
It sounds familiar, actually.
Are you thinking of rockabilly?
I might be thinking of rockabilly. In fact, tomorrow we might be playing some rockabilly on the way.
We might be.
Get ready.
I'm fine with whatever. I just want us to be up, grab donuts, be on the road.
I love donuts and coffee.
I'm probably getting a kolache, not a donut.
But anyway,
I'm a savory breakfast boy.
A Sackabilly. Is he a rock star?
Well, it depends on who you ask. But let me start you off with just a little story. Young Marie was a well-behaved, sweet little girl.
So this is a story of a girl.
Yes. Who had two brothers who tried to burn down the whole world.
Yeah.
Philippe and Gilliam.
God damn it.
But she had two older brothers, Philippe and Gilliam. Now, like I said, Marie was a sweet little girl, always doing what her parents and her mama and papa told her to do. But her brothers were hellions. They would hide tools, they'd stay up late, they drank their granddaddy's liquor.
Uh-oh.
Soon they were stealing horses and peeing into water buckets while people were working and then coming to get a big swig and would giggle and laugh.
I hate to say this sounds like my old friends, like my childhood friends.
Their mama kept telling them, if you don't act right, the Sackabilly's gonna come and get you. They just laughed it off until one night. There came a knocking on the door. It slowly creaked open. The lights in the room dimmed and then went out as it walked forward. It slowly made its way down the hallway, past young Marie's room, who had left her door open because it's Louisiana and it's hot and she needed to get air circulation because this is pre-AC times.
Let's be real. Like, every window's fucking open.
Windows open, doors are open, cross breeze, everything.
Yeah.
The cloaked figure with its large sack over its back and large gnarled hands went shh and kept going past her room. The scream that she was going to let out was buried in her throat, and all she could do was wrap up in her blanket as yells came from her brother's room across the hallway.
Uh-oh.
The screams quickly became muffled, and as quickly as the creature had come in, it left. The lights returning to normal, as it did until the door closed. Marie knew what she had seen was the Sackabilly.
So is this like the Krampus?
I didn't throw him in on this one, but yes. So, let me give you a description of the Sackabilly, and then the huge, fun 4 pages of additional information I have found on this.
Oh wow, you really went deep diving.
I have several examples that could be their own episodes, and we might come back and revisit them. But I just wanted to go into all of these because the Sackabilly is described as a tall, pale humanoid, incredibly thin, has no face or hides its face depending on the description, wears tattered robes and carries a large gunny sack or a large burlap sack over its shoulder. Its arms and hands are elongated unnaturally. Now, a lot of the descriptions say it may be a ghost, a goblin, or the devil.
Man, it's kind of giving me almost Hatman vibes.
Well, here are the other names for the Sackabilly that most people know. The Bagman.
Okay, yeah.
Or the old man with a bag.
I was going to say Bagman as well.
So, those are the other names because the Sackabilly is just the Cajun variant, or maybe even just the Gulf Coast variant of this cryptid or boogeyman.
So this is probably a legend that spread into the Gulf. And
you have no idea. Like I said, 4 pages, my dude.
Oh my goodness. So wait, where did the? Okay, I might be getting ahead.
Well, I'm about to go over its origins.
Yeah.
Now, the Sackman or the Bagman has origins in nearly every single culture in the world.
Oh, so he is kind of a Hatman situation.
Similar to the Hatman. This is also similar to, a little bit like the Lutan. There's the house spirits that the Lutan is similar to, or red-hatted fae, are found all over the world. It's kind of like vampires or dragons. You go anywhere,
there's a vampire,
there's a vampire, or there's a dragon. Like, big flying snake, or it's going to drink your blood. Kinda.
Or even like, what is it? Shadow people.
Yeah, those are universal. Or actually, ghosts are universal too.
Yeah, ghosts and spirits.
Now, he is a prototypical boogeyman, or they are a prototypical boogeyman. The legend of Hombre del Saco was very popular in the Iberian Peninsula and spread to the Spanish and Portuguese colonies in the New World and Africa very quickly, and the Philippines. So anywhere that the Portuguese or the Spanish started to settle, this concept of the Bagman started spreading. So where we're at in the Gulf Coast, down here, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, all have stories about Sackabillys. However, very few of them are written down, and it's almost kind of like when I was growing up, my dad would say the deals would get you. Like when we talked about the Lady Longfingers and the tie-ties. Like it's
there's
just
always like a regional or sub-regional thing.
There's the boogeyman. And the concept, let's just go from the description of this dude. Tall, skinny man with long hands and a robe with a bag. Already, even if you said he's just out there picking up trash, still going to creep me out if like a 7 foot tall dude.
Yeah, and that could be just a that just could just be someone that's what I don't want to say vagrant, but
well, no, it could be someone down on their luck. But I'm just saying
I'm saying it's someone that is a nomad of sorts, like a Jack Reacher type. But back in the day, someone might have a coat and a bag and, you know, be traveling from town to town. Right. Might not be the most tidy person.
Right. I mean, there's an otherness to it. Now, again, the Sackabilly is just our variant. Now, let me touch on several versions of the Bagman. So, this is where I said I was going to start with Sackabilly, and then it just kind of rolled into the Sackman, or the Bagman.
Yeah.
Sackman might be a little bit different.
And the Sackman.
Tanookies are going to be so mad he's still in their jam.
I mean, the Tanuki is the Sackman.
The Tanuki is the Sackman.
He's like, you know what they call me?
Nope, we're going to stop right there because eventually we're going to talk about the Tanuki, and that'll be the 18-plus episode.
I am the testicle.
I am the scrotum that flaps in the night.
Now I'm just picturing the Tanuki just like spreading the scrotum.
Dude, there is a Studio Ghibli movie where they do that.
So they use the scrotum to fly?
They use it like a parachute.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that Tanuki.
Like my son's like, we're going through Studio Ghibli slowly buying movies, and he's like, "What about this one?" No, we're not going to get Pompoko, buddy. Why not? We're not. But those are cute raccoons. No, bro, no.
What about you? Yeah, I couldn't see him doing like Mononoke either.
He's not ready for Mononoke yet, but it is on a list.
Yeah.
We're about to probably try Nausicaa. Not my favorite.
Nausicaa, I think it's really good.
I think I would like the manga better because it spaces everything out. An hour and a half of she goes from being kind of okay to the best at everything just kind of rubbed me wrong.
Yeah, that's a pacing issue. It's kind of like Akira in some ways. Like
Akira, very much.
Like
so.
Akira is a better movie, but they did shrink everything.
Oh, they condensed like so many volumes. But let's talk about the Sackman, also known as Hombre del Sacco.
Hombre del Sacco.
Hombre del Sacco.
I did not pronounce that right.
I'm probably not. Some of my ancestors are yelling at me in a language I don't speak.
Some of my relatives, potentially.
But he's a tall, hunched man, extremely ugly and thin, walked the neighborhoods and took bad children away. That's the whole description of the Bagman in Spain. But it gets super weird because the Bagman in 1910 was real.
Oh, no.
Close to true crime. Closest true crime I'm going to get. In 1910, there was the crime of Guedor. I think that's how you pronounce it. A man kidnapped a 7-year-old boy in Gedon, Spain. Come on, you can scroll. You can do it, buddy. Come on, laptop. So he kidnapped a 7-year-old boy and killed him to harvest his bones, fat, and blood to cure a rich guy's tuberculosis.
Huh. As brutal as that is, the person I initially thought you were going to say, because my brain his name was the Gray Man, but...
I'm not going into names on this. I'm not going to go into the investigation on this, but apparently in the early 1900s, there was a folk cure that if you boiled down children's blood that was cured in their own fat, it would cure any disease.
That's kind of like the folklore you see with, like... I mean, that's almost like a thing you see now with, like... I mean, isn't there, like, a tech bro billionaire that's like, I use my son's blood to make myself younger or something?
Dude, I don't know what hyper wealthy assholes do.
I mean, they're kind of weird.
But so yeah, this dude kidnapped a kid, killed him, and started trying to turn him into a magical cure. And so the Bagman in Spain was real. Like, and the whole belief in the Bagman, the whole story about the Bagman had kind of died off at this point. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, Mama was telling me that I'm going to get ate up by the Bagman, whatever. Oh shit, where's Jimmy?
Oh, Jim. Oh, Jim, he's gone.
Jimmy's been turned to Jammy.
Oh, no. Oh, no, he's jammy now.
Spread it on the toast to cure the tuberculosis.
Oh, he's pepper jelly. Look at that.
There's a little bit of spice in there. Little saffron.
Little kick. Little kick.
Yeah, we're making this sound funny and still terrible because this, like, I read this and I went, what the fuck? Like, I read through first the Wikipedia article and then went and found an article that was talking about it.
It's okay, as long as you don't do the true crime thing of where they're like, and then they lured them into...
No. It's just... So, yeah, the Bagman in Spain is 100%...
Real boy.
Real boy. Dead. Well, not now, he's dead, but...
Well, I mean, he was real.
Yes. Now,
maybe his corpse is somewhere rotting.
We got another one here that you're going to have heard at least one of the names for. It's known as Coco, Coca, or Cucuy.
That sounds familiar.
And this is another Spanish version of the Bagman. Well, I've heard Cucuy. Like, I've heard the Cucuy will get you, or I've heard, there were monsters called a Cucuy. But this is where we get the bugbear or goblin version of the Bagman. Now, he steals bad kids at night. He is a shapeshifter that has no...
I thought you were going to say shapeshifter.
Yeah, he's a future Chris. Edit out that last bit. He's a shapeshifter that no matter what, always takes on a terrible visage. Always looks scary. I mean, this makes him very similar to a boggart. Now, another fun thing about the Cucuy is that Coco is another name for this. And because if you ever see the back end of a coconut, it looks kind of like a face, like the three dots.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason that it was originally called the coconut, because it was supposed to look like Coco or the Cucuy. So the coconut...
That reminds me again of Princess Mononoke of the Forest Spirits. Anyway.
Here's another fun thing about the Coco or Cocoa or Cucuy. There is a Portuguese festival that is very similar to Groundhog's Day that centers around the Cocoa fighting Saint George, the Dragon Slayer. Now, you remember my steampunk costume. I had the little metal shield on my collar that had the guy on a knight with a cross behind it.
Yeah.
That is an Order of Saint George pin. Saint George is supposed to be a saint that probably didn't exist, and he slayed dragons. That's why he's Saint George, the Dragon Slayer. Now, the thing is somebody comes riding up on a horse dressed as St. George, and then originally it was people dressed up as the Coca that took the form of a dragon. Now they have like a whole little freaking terrible animatronic that looks like a kid tried to draw a very fat dragon that ran on wagon wheels. But I love it because it also shoots stuff out its mouth. And if the horse gets scared, like it rears up and tries to run off, this year's going to be a bad year. But if the horse is brave and St. George is able to hit the Coca, it's going to be a good year. Now, an alternative version of both the Bagman and the Cucuy that is from Argentina. This is the fucked up of the most fucked up of the versions. Of most time it comes
it's
in.
It's a Nazi.
No. That'd be if we were talking about some German. Well, no, a lot of them moved to Spain and Argentina. That's true. That's true. But no. In this version of the Bagman, parents who are disappointed in their children contact him to take them away.
So they just get his phone number. They're like, yo, Bagman.
Yo, my kid got like a bunch of F's on their report card, and I don't want him no more. Bagman's like, well, let me come on down.
Coming down, taking your children.
Got my failure sack.
Get in the failure sack, son.
Oh, you tripped even getting in? I understand why they called me.
Wow, you're a failure.
So, like, the other one stealing kids or attacking kids, like, that's regular Boogeyman one. The one in Argentina, that is like the most passive-aggressive parent nonsense.
That it seems so like. Okay, so a lot of the stories we have are like, creepy critters that are, stealing up kids, or they're like attacking people on boats. This one is just like, the parents call you up to come get your kid,
your disappointing ass kid.
Which is the cruelest thing I could actually think of.
I know, that's why I said that version of it to me is worse than anything, except the dude who's the real bagman.
Yeah. The bagman... Okay, I can almost like look at the bagman as having a job. He's a sleazy person because, he snatches up and kidnaps kids that are disappointing.
Yeah.
But it's the parents who call him.
Yeah. I'm super not down with them.
Yeah.
Now, the next one has goes by a couple different names depending on which Slavic country. But Babok, Bobak, or Babe. Babay. I don't know. Babe. That's only how I know.
Babe.
That's my babe. No, you don't want babe.
Mamma mia, that's my babe.
That's Italy, not...
I don't know what I'm doing.
No, you're even doing hand motions.
I know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Now, it's a Eastern Slavic, so a lot of this is Polish, Czech, Ukrainian, Russian, Belarusian.
EBB.
Baba Yaga. I mean, well, the thing is that Babe is kind of related to Baba Yaga.
Oh.
See, also, because...
so is this like a hack spawn situation?
Similar. Like, if you ever see B-A-B-A, Baba, it always means old. Like, Baba Yaga literally translates to old woman. Babe translates to old man with a bag. Now, he may be under your bed. He may be walking the streets and just shoving whoever's near him into the bag.
Oh, so this guy is like indiscriminatory.
Hey, he just snatched. Like, if you out too late, in the bag.
You know what? I don't care. You're 60? In the bag.
Kids misbehaving? Out from under the bed?
In the bag.
In the bag. Like, right now I'm
going to take your parents, too, in the bag.
Now I'm feeling like I'm hearing a version of this to the tune of Actual Real Cannibal Shia LaBeouf. Coming from your bed. Babe. Snatching off the street. Babe. Stealing your parents. Actual creepy old man Babe. But he is described as either a jet black silhouette of a crooked man or a very ugly crooked man, which connects to a movie coming out soon of Hellboy,
the Crooked Man,
and the Crooked Man. So the Crooked Man is a completely different entity, but I think like a cousin.
Yeah. Are you going to see that? I haven't seen the remake, and now they're doing a re-remake.
I'm going to say this. The remake with the dude from Stranger Things as Hellboy was actually pretty good because you got a big dude playing Hellboy. The guy playing Hellboy this time is a lot smaller, but if you go through different Mignola books, Hellboy sometimes is beefy, and sometimes he's kind of skinny. I think this is supposed to be like young Hellboy.
Yeah. I don't know. I still want Ron Perlman back.
Dude, he's like 70.
I know.
It would kill him to put on the makeup.
It would.
But here's the deal. I might not go to theaters to see it, but when it comes onto a streaming app to watch, I will. There's a whole lot of movies like that for me. But he's either a jet black silhouette of a crooked man, or he is just a crooked old man that has a sack on his back that has a bunch of disjointed movements. So get your horror movie in with like the upside down walking shit.
Just walking, or like doing the Exorcist thing where you're going down the stairs.
Exorcism of Emily Rose when like...
Oh, I'm talking the original Exorcist where she goes down the stairs.
That's true, but I'm thinking about the ones like nobody physically did that, and then the girl did it on stage in front of people. Everybody's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Because she was a contortionist. Now, this gets to the one that I found the most interesting, and this one I might end up doing a whole separate.
I don't know. The Crooked Man sounds really nice.
Would be, but El Cibon, which is also known as the Whistler and the Endless.
The Whistler I've heard of before.
Now, that's actually where I got inspiration for Vernon in our D&D campaign with the
Yeah,
Whistler.
yeah.
Is he was doing that because it was supposed to strike fear because of that. Like, it's going to be funny. He's going to go somewhere that no one's ever heard a story about that. Why the f*** is this dude whistling?
Well, the thing is, like, when I heard about the Whistler the first time, it's like an urban legend that mostly spread around online of a guy on a boat that whistles. And he has a very, it's like an up-down sort of, I can't do it.
There's an up-down tone to it. You're not supposed to do the whistling.
Yeah.
But this...
I mean, like, if I decide to, I can cut in how the whistling sounds here. Because there isn't actually a video of a guy on a boat that's doing that.
Well, that's creepy. Now, this particular version of the Bagman comes from Colombia in Venezuela. It's the northern end of South America. He is described as a 3-meter tall, thin figure with a wide-brimmed hat and a long coat.
3 meters, that's tall, isn't it?
2 meters to 6'6".
Ew.
So we're talking about nearly 10-foot tall bony man. He is a skeletal ghost that carries a bag on his back full of bones. Now, El Sabone was once a regular man, but he was cursed by his grandfather for killing his own father. Now, the reasons why El Sabone killed his father vary. One of them is because, or several of them is because El Sabone's father killed his wife.
You keep saying Elsa Bone, I'm thinking Elsa from Frozen, so now I'm thinking that this person is Elsa, but only like 12 feet tall.
He didn't let it go. So it's El Sabone killed his father for killing his wife. The reason the father killed the wife vary. The first one is the father killed the wife after raping her.
Oh, God.
Because he decided that his son shouldn't have anything he didn't have before.
What?
Prima nocta. The concept that the lord of the land sleeps with the bride first before the husband does. It's a real thing. It's terrible. Some people might say it's not real. I might have to actually go back and review that and in a later podcast go, hey. But in any case, supposedly the father...
Like, I'm just going to say, like, even if it's not real, it's still bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like...
So, the father did that and then killed her. Or, he killed her because she was promiscuous and cheating on his son. Or, that she had been a prostitute and the son, they were originally from a wealthy ranching family, so his son couldn't marry any, hoozy or hosey or slut or whatever.
Yeah.
But in any case, El Sabone's father kills El Sabone's wife. El Sabone kills El Sabone's father. The grandfather then whipped him to death, doused him in a strong liquor, and lit him on fire.
Well, damn.
Yeah, like we went like full on, like I think one of the deaths of Ghost Rider kind of thing here. So El Sabone came back, and when he moves, he lets out a low to high repeating whistle. The further the whistle is from you, the closer El Sabone actually is to you. So he's got a little SCP action here. Like
I don't like that, actually.
Yeah, like if it sounds like he's right up on you, okay, cool. So if it sounds like he's like 3 blocks away, run.
It's like the reverse thunderstorm.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, he targets drunks and, let's see, what's the word? Man-sluts.
Man-sluts?
Man-sluts.
Himbos?
Not himbos. Himbos, maybe not, but like promiscuous men. And the reason I say man-slut is because that sounds funny.
We do not shame. You can be a man-slut. Or a slut. It doesn't matter.
I'd rather you be a man whore because that is part of the industry and is a legitimate business and should be paid and taxed as such.
Unionize.
Unionize, get the pimps out.
Yeah.
You want to know what he does to drunks when he catches them?
Oh, no.
He takes out a very large cane straw, stabs them in the stomach, and then drinks the liquor out of their guts. He then rips their bones out of the straw hole and shoves them into his bag.
Okay, so he first he's like, I need this nice...
I need my Manarita.
I need this, like this Mike's Hard Lemonade out of your stomach.
Hey, Mike, stay still.
I'm gonna take this.
I need your lemonade.
Let me get your lemonade. And now I'm gonna take your fucking bones, bitch.
Now, here's the deal: is if he takes any one of your bones, you are now permanently trapped in his gunny sack on his back.
So even if you get away with all your bones minus one, you are.
That's the reason why he's always hunched, is because there's so many souls in the back.
So what happens, like, if someone gets away but they lose a bone?
So bone will come for you.
So you're just like,
it's like, remember that like scary story, like the big toe, like the ghost came to reclaim its toe from the grave. You didn't read that as a kid?
Is that from Scary Stories?
Yeah, Scary Stories.
Yeah,
like that was the first like terrifying watercolor, and it's even in the Guillermo del Toro.
Scary Story also had like the story of the girl with like the wrap around her neck, and when she took it off, her head fell off.
Yeah, but I mean the big toe was actually in the movie too.
Yeah, such good books.
Will totally scar your children.
I read the fuck out of them. I say that, and I forgot a key one that you just told me.
Now, if you have dogs and they start barking, they will drive him away.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah, dogs. He doesn't care for dogs. Probably because he has a bag full of bones.
Well, you got Dewey, I got Artax and Jamie, so we're good.
You see, also, if you're not his target, but you hear him whistling, like you're in the area and see him doing what he does, you're next.
Well, that's not nice.
No survivors.
It's like, dog, I'm not... You can whistle over there. Just... Why are you whistling in my ear? Okay, thank you. Go away. Oh, God, you're right there.
Now, there was one from northern India that I'm saving for later, but I had to use Madam Koikoi. Koikoi. If I'm mispronouncing this, someone from Nigeria, if you listen to us, let me know. But as far as I know, this is Madam Koikoi. She is a Nigerian ghost. She wears red heels, sometimes just one, and she gets her name from the clicking of her heels, which they say goes koi, 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 koi. And at first I was like, that doesn't make sense, but can you imagine hearing a high heel strike a floor down a dormitory hallway? It'd be like when you pluck a string or a cord and it gets that kind of wow at the end.
That sounds like a Japanese urban legend I've heard before, but it doesn't have anything to do with that. It has everything to do with the ring, where... Not really the ring, but you would call this number and it would curse you. And the thing you would hear is a similar phonetic...
Similar noise.
Yeah.
Now, she attacks children that are at dormitory schools or regular schools. She will attack them in the bathroom. She will attack them if they stay too late on campus, or if they get up in the middle of the night, like if they're at a boarding school, she attacks them. She is often said to be looking for her lost shoe. She may or may not steal children. She was kind of tangentially connected to here, but she's also noted for carrying a big red purse. So she falls into this one as well. And I wanted to include her because all I can think of is, you see my shoe?
See my shoe?
And I'd be like,
I don't see your shoe. No, it's
Now, let me give you some modern references to the Bagman that actually connect back to a previous episode down the line.
Oh my goodness.
So first off, you remember when I used this wonderful D&D creature, but the D&D Bagman from the Realms of Dread of Ravenloft.
Of course, I've heard. We did a whole...
I love the fact that they go, hey, we're not going to give the Bagman stats. Have fun with them. And I was like, other people, why didn't you give him stats? I'm like, this is the greatest gift you can be given by D&D. As they say, do whatever the you want. And so what I do, I made a whole pocket dimension with a near godlike Bagman that had littler Bagmen that split off from him.
Well, you know,
and I think that like I made it as absurd as possible, but I was watching the whole party be absolutely terrified as I then put down terrain that looked like the inside of a velvet bag.
Here's the thing. Like, I think a lot of people, when it comes to D&D, and when it comes, especially when you look at Pathfinder, people really want to have like everything written down, so to speak. But no, I do like those creatures where they're just like, yeah, just have fun.
Now
this is kind of what it is.
There's also a MetaZoo game card called Sackabilly that is absolutely adorable. If you Google it, 90% of what popped up for me was either the Rougarou or a picture of this MetaZoo trading card game creature that's like a bag with a little cute head poking out of it.
Oh, that's cool.
There's the 2024 movie Bagman. I don't know if it's out yet or if it just came out.
Is it like one of those C movies?
From the CG that they showed of the Bagman, it didn't look like they skimped on the budget.
Oh!
Like, also, Pennywise from It falls into this because he said, or Pennywise said that they were the stealer and devourer of children. And in one scene, when I believe it was the Tim Curry version, he shoved a kid in a sack and ran off.
Yeah, no. That's, like, a big thing in Stephen King's It is, like Pennywise is, like, a clown. That's its biggest thing. But Pennywise is also a creature that kind of mixes together.
It's a phobophage.
Yeah, it kind of mixes together all these different types of boogeymen. So, at his appearance, he's a clown, and you can go into the interdimensional being sort of thing, where he's a being that feeds on
Also,
fear
for anybody that's never read the book, his enemy is a giant flying space turtle.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that, it's
I don't
in there.
think you learned that in It. You learned that in The Dark Tower, I believe.
You might be right. You might be right.
Because It is connected to Dark Tower, and
some of Stephen King's stuff is really good.
Like, here's what I'll say about Stephen King. Great writer. When he was on cocaine, he wrote some wacky shit. And I will say this now. Like, It
legitimately is scary. It is legitimately scary.
The book itself is good in places, very questionable and weird in other places, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, there's some like Hanson should have knocked on a door kind of thing.
Yeah. But
moving on. Cucuys have also appeared in Stephen King's Outsider book series.
Okay.
Cucuys have appeared on the TV series Grimm, as well as the Bagman appeared on Grimm. Danny Trejo voiced the Cucuy for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios in 2013's Fright Zone.
Oh.
So there's a dude in a suit that all of a sudden Danny Trejo's voice just comes yelling out of the mouth hole.
Just like, I'm the Bagman. Or the Cucuy at this point.
Okay. Tell me that you would not be terrified if Danny Trejo's voice was, I'm the Cucuy.
Yeah, I would be.
I mean, that man's been, a vampire 3 times now?
I mean, he's been a vampire, like, a gang leader.
Trained Rancors.
Yeah.
He's in Star Wars thanks to the guy from Spy Kids directing one episode of Boba Fett.
Roger Rodriguez, yeah.
Yeah, he showed up and gave Boba Fett a Rancor. It's not a spoiler. It's 3 years old.
Is it really?
Yeah, Book of Fett's like 3 years old. But Danny Trejo showed up. But you know what I need now? I need Machete to have lightsaber machetes.
Oh my god, he needs to be either a Sith or...
no, dude.
Or a Jedi.
Danny Trejo is just Danny Trejo. He doesn't pick a side.
He's a gray Jedi, then.
Now, the child catcher in the movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh no.
Is based off of the Bagman. And then here's the one that connects to somebody I've mentioned before. There's the Taton Makut, which I hope I pronounced that right. It translates to Uncle Gunny Sack. It is the Haitian secret police from 1959 to 1986, established by Papa Doc Dolivar, who claimed to be the reincarnation of Baron Samedi, who created his own personal cult when he was the dictator of Haiti, mixing religion with politics. So literally, his CIA, his Men in Black, the gotcha, put a bag over your head and drag you into a van dudes,
or Bagman,
were called Taton Makut. So in other words, Uncle Gunny Sack. They were literally the Bagman.
Okay, so this guy made... I hate to say this, but he made an entire theocracy around Baron Samedi.
No. Around himself and said he was.
Okay.
So it's worse.
It's much worse. He appropriated voodoo and hoodoo.
As someone who lives in a country where one political leader has tried to build a cult around himself as a god king, yeah, it's bullshit, and I understand how it happens. I also don't like it. Just saying.
Oh, no. 100%.
So let's go over some of the elements of the Bagman that make him... or
baggy?
Make them
Does
scary.
he wear Jinkos?
I would not fear the Bagman if he was shoving kids in the pockets of his Jinkos, because they're going to find a bean burrito in there.
It's like, yo, man, I found a hacky sack. And an album.
Hold on. Everybody out. We're going to hacky sack this.
It's like, I found this album, Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water. Like,
You know what? Just leave it in there. Even the Bagman's going to cringe at that. But no, like, first off, the Bagman is bigger than us. So, one of the things that's always scary to a child. Like, what is the scariest thing to a child? An adult.
yeah.
Because, like, my son, when he's misbehaved and I've had to get on to him, has told me that I am scary. And I go, why? Because you are bigger than me. And I go, that's actually valid. So what's going to scare everybody, including adults? Something that's absolutely
Bigger.
monstrous in height. Like, if you said, like, 7 feet tall, like, that's big and that's kind of scary. But, like, most of us go, like, that ain't Shaq big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not Mal big. Okay, what was his name? That 8 foot tall basketball player.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
The
about.
one who makes Shaq look small.
It's amazing. People can make Shaq look small.
But, like, you go, like, deal with an NBA player, like, or some of my kids that are even in high school, they're like 6'5". Or Moose.
Or Moose. I mean, I'm not, like, I'm 6'4".
But I'm just saying, to a lot of people, that's
tall, yeah.
So, I mean, like, you start mentioning, like, an achievable height, but if you say, like, 9 feet tall, everybody's like, oh, hold up.
It's like, wait.
No.
Man, I've seen people that are, like, 7 feet tall, and that's still...
They're tall, but, like, it's not...
No, even though that's achievable, like, if you see someone, like, achievable in the sense that a human can get over 7 feet
I like
tall.
how you say, hey, if you try hard enough.
If you try hard enough, eat your creatine.
So all of you short kings out there, according to Chris, just didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, just do push-ups and eat your creatine, and you'll get some height.
Then you'll just end up with swollen guts.
Yeah, but no, like, humans can get about 7 feet, but if you see someone over, like, 7 feet, you're like, holy shit.
Damn, they're tall. But it's not like immediately, okay, one, I've only seen people in public. Like, if it was, like, in a room and at dark, I'd be like, well, shit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, one, the Bagman is big. Two, the Bagman is disproportionately built.
Yeah, he's supposed to be long, right?
Like, long arms, long fingers.
So he has sort of I hate to say it, but Slender Man.
Yeah, Slendy Man falls into a side category of this. Like, Slendy Man could fall into the side of being a bag man because of what
A bag folk, as they say.
as one of the many bag individuals.
Yeah.
Because he snatches children. And, like, again, that's the thing that's also scary. This is an entity that only
goes for children.
Only targets children. So, I mean, I think all of this makes a great urban legend, makes a great boogeyman, because there's not a lot of descriptive details. Like, that's one of the best things about the Bagman is most of the versions of the Bagman is big, might be ugly, is scary, robes in a sack. Like, the less details on the Bagman make the Bagman more scary.
Well, the thing is, a lot of urban legends are like that. Even when you consider the Rougarou, you're thinking of a set of traits. Wolfman, red eyes, scratches you, don't talk about it, things like that.
Well, that one falls more into superstition. Like, to me, the Bagman falls in 100% urban legend more than full-on cryptid, like the Sackabilly was supposed to be.
Well, I would say it's still folklore-ish.
It's still folklore-ish, which seems to be kind of where I fall when I start doing a lot of my cryptid stuff. But technically, I would still consider it a cryptid.
Yeah.
But let me go over some sources. Top 10 Scary Urban Legends YouTube. which said Sackman 3 times and then didn't really, like, in relation to the Rougarou. So apparently there might be some connection, I'll do a little bit more research on this later, between the Rougarou and the Sackman. Probably because the Rougarou is just the boogeyman for a lot of stuff, more than just being a werewolf. Storied YouTube with El Sabone, which, by the way, if you have not watched Storied on YouTube, go do it. Story's Monstrum is wonderful. Karma Soup. I did get some information from Wikipedia, and I also went to fascinating.spain.com.
Nice.
So I'm going to say this. For this phenomena to exist around the world, plus 2 very real-world instances of a Bagman existing, much like when we talked about the Hat Man, I'm actually going to say this one's real.
In some form, at least, I would say.
In some form. Like, I will step beyond my Louisiana skeptic on this to say some element of this is more real than people really would want to be true. Because for the entire world, much like the Hat Man, much like other versions of the Boogeyman, if multiple cultures that have not had contact with each other come up with the idea of this, something along these lines had to actually exist.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Bagman's going to come in through your window tonight, tippy-tap on the glass, and steal your bad kids or the ones you're disappointed in. Don't be that parent. Please don't.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and say the Bagman is real.
You know what? I will go ahead and, like, suspend some belief and say, yeah, I could see this being a thing. At least in the sense of, like...
Should we come up with a rating system, like, out of 5 or something like
maybe
that?
Maybe a tier list? But, like, the top tier is, like, most definitely real, and then the bottom tier.
Top tier is Bigfoot. Bottom tier is... I don't know, the ghost of...
No,
Edwin
top
Edwards.
tier is Luton, okay?
Okay, we 100% believe in the Luton.
Yeah. Bottom tier would have to be, like, the Parlingua.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you for telling me about this.
This has been fun. Like, do you understand why I wanted to get this one out?
It's interesting,
like
and it's very diverse in the way it changes based on, like, different cultures.
And I feel like it just opened up the door to so many other things, because there's a list 15 creatures long of most popular versions of the Bagman.
That is pretty cool. I hope we get to go over it. But for those of you listening, we are Backwoods Obscura. We release every Tuesday. Sometimes we post on social media. But we are also Team Bonus Action.
And Team Bonus Action is a online and live play tabletop group that does so for charity. Currently, at the time of this recording and through the end of the year, we will be partnered with Batson's Children's Hospital in Jackson through the Children's Miracle Network with Extra Life. So if you can donate, please do, because our goal, I think, is $1,500 again this year.
Yes.
Because my son used to go to Batson's before we had to change hospitals, and $1,500 covers a MRI, anesthesiologist, and a 2-night stay in the hospital through the neurology department. So if you can help parents, especially with the Christmas season coming up, if you can help parents not worry about bills, medical bills, or Christmas for their children, please do. So please donate. You can find us at teambonusaction.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Skies, Threads, and YouTube as bonus_team, and Twitch. You can also find us as bonus_team. Oh my God, first time in a year I've messed that up. On the hellscape that is Twitter.
Yeah, and hopefully you're having a good day, and I hope you have a good day or night or whatever time it is.
And don't go wander the road at night, or else the Bagman will get you.
He's gonna grab you.
Stick him in the sack.
Stick him in the sack.